why aren't you confirming for the sake of transparency where there are cases reported? If there are Havana Syndrome or not, it's another thing, but where there are reported incidents, why aren't you doing that? And then I have another question on Cuba protests.
So in many cases, it is a matter of privacy of individuals wanting to respect privacy. But let me just make clear that when cases have been reported, our posts overseas have communicated that clearly to the community within the embassy. We have also engaged, Brian McCune has engaged with posts that have reported a number of anomalous health incidents. So it is certainly not the case that we are ignoring this. We are just not speaking to the press. We're speaking to our workforce, as you might expect when it comes to a matter of their health and safety and security. You said you had another question?
I wanted to ask you about Cuba's government decision to ban a protest that was planned for November 15, claiming that the organizers are backed by the U.S. To overthrow the regime. Do you have any comment on that, any response?
Well, let me make one thing very clear at the outset. What happened in July, what transpired in the days and the weeks after that, it was not about the United States. It was about the conduct of the Cuban regime, the unmet aspirations of the Cuban people for freedom, for dignity, for prosperity, the elements that they have been denied by this regime for far too long, since 1959. The world watched, the United States watched as Cuban authorities arrest and beat peaceful protesters, journalists, independent voices in mid-July, starting on July 11th. There have been many arbitrarily detained, many are missing. We know that the government has conducted secret summary trials of those arrested. And we join their families, we join Cuba's human rights defenders, people around the world, in calling for the immediate release of all those detained, all those who are detained or missing, merely for exercising their fundamental human rights. It's the freedom of expression. It is the freedom to assemble peacefully that the Cuban government has denied to its people. The violence that we've seen, the detention that we've seen, the crackdowns that we've seen, now the prohibitions on peaceful protest that we've seen, all of this remind us that it is the Cuban people who are paying dearly in their fight for freedom, their fight for dignity. We call for their release. We call for the government in Havana to respect the fundamental freedoms and the fundamental rights of the Cuban people. Yes, Michelle?
Yeah, I have two questions. First, do you have any comment on the Iraqi parliamentary elections? And how do you view the bloc that Muqtada Sadr won and the defeat of popular mobilization forces?
So when it comes to the Iraqi elections, we congratulate the Iraqi government on having fulfilled its promise to hold early elections. We are pleased that the election days were largely conducted peacefully. We have seen the preliminary results announced by the Iraqi Independent High Electoral Commission, and we're awaiting for the final certified results. So we will omit judgment until then. But these elections included hundreds of international monitors and observers from the UN and the EU, in addition to thousands of domestic observers. We look forward to reviewing their reports. Once the final results are certified, we hope that the new Council of Representatives members will form a government that reflects the will of the Iraqi people and which can work to address Iraq's governance, security, and economic challenges. When it comes to Muqtada al-Sadr, again, we're waiting for final results. We don't want to prejudge the outcome, but we do look forward to working with the new government once it is formed.